This is going to be a short film about Lothersdale Mill, or Dalen Mills in Lothersdale. I'm not very technically capable with this camera, and I'm not totally sure about all my figures about the mill, so some of the dates and stuff might be wrong, but I'll do my best. So we're going to start, just as a quick overview, we're going to start with all the water and the original energy supplies that powered the water wheel in the mill. So we'll start with the dam systems, and then we'll go down to the mill itself and have a quick look around the mill and then see what I'm doing in the mill. So we're now at the high dam. In the far distance you can see a stream which enters the dam, and this dam was constructed with this sluice gate. It was constructed as a holding dam for water, to feed water to the water wheel which is down at the mill. And so this is the highest water level, and down here there was a sluice down here, and this sluice historically there would have been a wheel on there and the sluice gate down there, and this historically would have gone across the road down to another dam which is down there. So we're going to walk through the village and have a quick look. I'll show you the dam wall, which is here. It's a fairly steep drop down there, and then this is the overflow, still functioning as an overflow. Takes the water down there back into the stream, and this is the beautiful village of Lothersdale in North Yorkshire on a lovely May day. Right, so that's the high dam. That's the first stop in our short exploration. This is still mill property, so it's owned by myself and my mother. So we're down onto the public road, leading us past these this street of old 19th century stone houses. These were, I think they were called the 3-ups, and these are quite old buildings because historically they would have had weavers working on the top floor of these buildings. And the reason they worked on the top floor is because they had lights in the roof so that they could see the operation of the spinning machines and the looms and see the quality of the textiles that they were weaving. And they replicated the same thing in textile mills when they built mills. They always had north-facing roof lights because the north gave a bright light that allowed them to see flaws in the fabric. This is the site of the low dam. So water from the high dam, where we just were, was funneled through to the low dam, and then originally there was a retaining wall around this dam running around here, which would have held water in the dam which is down there. Currently we're under discussion to create a small car park here, as the village is somewhat lacking. Nearly all the houses in this village were built pre-20th century, so there's rather a shortage of car parking spaces. So we'll walk, and that's the dam, the old dam site, and then we're looking back up towards the high dam. This is the low dam. This is the Pennine Way, which is a well-known public footpath which runs for something like 200 miles through the Pennine Hills, which we're now in the north of England. So that was the overflow for water, taking it back down into the stream, which is down there. And then here we have the sluice gate. I'll show you a bit more close up. That was the sluice gate to operate a sluice to open and shut the dam, and then we've got the old dam wall down there. Forget-me-nots and the cherry tree there. And then here was another sluice, and this took water through to what they term in the local dialect the goit, which is like a water channel, which is down here. So of course the water's falling the whole way, so it's higher up the village where the land is higher. They dam the back, they lead the water into a lower dam, then they lead the water into a goit, which then runs through and powers an undershot water wheel, which means it turns backwards because the water's coming in about halfway down the wheel This is the Goit. Still has water in it and some newts and frogs. That's down there. This is a bit of firewood to chop up later. This is the old Quaker meeting house. So if you know about the history of the Quakers, they were very active in this area, and they built that as their meeting house. Their graveyard was on that hillside behind. And Lothersdale Quakers were well known for being very independent minded, and many were sent to jail for their beliefs. Number one, they refused to serve in the army, and number two, they didn't recognise the precedence of the established churches. So walking through the village, that's the beck. The stream has native brown trout in it. That's Burlington House over there, which was the mill owner's house originally. Parkers who constructed the mill. So we're walking through the village down Gas Street. It was named Gas Street because the mill had its own gas works, and so gas was supplied. I'm not sure if it was sold or given freely to the village. And there's many of these small isolated places, or many Victorian. There were small gas works situated all over the place, small energy supplies. So we're now entering the mill yard. And I'll just show you, this is the actual mill. And that's the mill. Dazzling sunlight this morning, so maybe not the best view, but you can see that's the main north-south block framing the mill yard. And this was constructed in the 1780s. And we'll look around that in a minute. Walking towards the mill yard. The mill, sorry. So this is the mill yard around the mill, with a cluster of, they would have been workers' cottages. That was that building beyond the grey car. That was a post office and shop at one stage. This is not my section of the mill. This is my part of the mill here, and then this arched doorway here. Now, if you just step back a bit, this was the this was not actually the oldest section. The oldest section, I'll take you through to have a look at the oldest section of the mill, which was built in the 1780s, and it was built on a design set up by Richard Arkwright at Crumford Mill in Derbyshire, which was built in 1760. That was the earliest, as far as I know, the earliest industrial process in the world. It was a cotton spinning mill, so the simple mechanics of spinning cotton on cotton spinning machinery rather than on spinning wheels. So this is it. 1780. This was built on the same pattern as Richard Arkwright's mill at Crumford in Derbyshire. That's those doorways you can see. That's the old long drop toilet block. There'd have been like a toilet on each level. They would have shovelled out the effluent down here, and then that was later the mill cafe there through that arched door. So that's obviously under demolition, well, was years and years ago. Then sections were added to the mill later, to the original mill. This section here was added on somewhat later, not totally sure when. Because if we go in through here, we can see that was the original mill. That was the end of the mill originally. Now we're standing over the local stream, which runs down here, which is culverted. So we're standing on it in this yard. The stream runs under here. So the original water wheel would have been in the stream. Hence the end of the mill would have been there. That's mill house. That's the old mill offices, which I've got plans for a house. If we go around here, you can see they built another later long. I'm just getting out the sun. Another later long drop here. So that's another toilet block. Let's go into the mill. So we've got this nice open space here. Can take us through to the, well, let's go and have a look at the weaving shed. I know it's a bit difficult to follow all this, but the weaving shed was built in the 1870s, and obviously they had machinery in here. These are the old northern lights facing north to allow for plentiful light so they could see the cloth. That's the weaving shed, a bit of a mess at the moment. So we'll go through here. Let's go and have a look at the wheel. I can't take you around the whole mill in this short video, but we'll get a quick idea. It's a staircase leading up to the second and then the third floor. I'm going to go through. We've got some old weaving machinery here. From a tool store. This is a rather dark area. Might black out for a minute. Air raid shelter built in the Second World War. It was a prerequisite, a condition that all industrial plants over a certain size had to have an air raid shelter here in the UK. Even in a rural spot like this. Taking us through. Here, that's the old gearing for the wheel. So this would have made sure there was a regular power supply which turned that drive shaft, which ran right through the weaving shed at a constant rate. There would have been belts attached to the shaft. As the shaft span round, the belts would have spun round, powering the machinery. Let's go through here. This is the water wheel, reputedly the biggest indoor water wheel in the world. This time in the morning, got this lovely light coming through. So that's it. I can't remember the diameter. It's something like 300. No, it can't be. It must be 150 foot in diameter. Not in very good condition, but there's not really a lot we can do about it. It's timber construction with these iron cross pieces, also cast iron buckets on a timber frame. Let's go back this way. Take you out of a different exit. I'll just turn the light off. Back through our collections of industrial and local artefacts. Some dark area here. Back into the bright light of the weaving shed. Now the weaving shed was added on to, this is another post 1780s extension here. These were originally outside windows on this wall. So I could open that up and get some light into that wheel chamber. And then this is back to the weaving shed. Let's go around, I'll show you a holiday home that I've been developing in here, or rather 3 holiday homes. So that's the back entrance to the weaving shed. This was originally the mill manager's house, so built to a very standard pattern with very regular construction. With there would have been a window here, door here, window here, window. That's a later extension. Window. Arched window, that's a later garage extension there. That's looking down towards the boiler sheds, which were obviously added at the same time as the weaving shed for extra power, for steam power. The chimney built at the same time as the boiler sheds to carry coal dust away from the village. And then moving down here towards the holiday homes, which are built. One entrance there, we'll go into the main entrance, which is down here. This beautiful view of the valley. Very rural North Yorkshire here. This is the beck in local dialect, the stream, which is running under the mill, comes out here at the far side. This is our land on this hillside here. So this I'd like to convert this beautiful structure here into a house as well, the boiler sheds. Got this lovely private area back here with nice gardens. Oh, it's locked. We'll have to go around back through the weaving shed. I've just been laying some sets down here in preparation for resurfacing this road, getting the levels right. So if we go in here, this is a holiday home I've been building. Into the bedroom. This is actually the entrance through where I've just been showing you. So that's the bedroom of the holiday home. There's a shower here, there's a bathroom, little WC in here. Go through here. And we're into the kitchen. Quick tour around the kitchen, that's the dining area. Got the northern lights, there's been new ones made. Little mezzanine up there, that's the main living area. Piano which my mother restored. This is the old coal chute, so they used to shovel coal through, or take coal in chutes through there to the steam boilers, because the boiler sheds are over there. Oh, I've got a bed up there, and then I've fitted a log burner as well. Northern lights. Then lovely, if you step out of here, this is the entranceway. Ooh, bright light, and that's the yard. I built this about 2 years ago. Okay folks, so I'm sorry with my ineptness with this video camera, I'm not very tech savvy. We'll have a quick look at other holiday homes which are under construction. This is virtually ready to go now. But I'll show you 2 more which we're on the way with.